Hey everyone, so this is like my 7th time recording this video. My camera keeps getting really extremely laggy, and this is not exactly the best webcam either. It's a built-in webcam from my new laptop that I got. My other laptop was giving me extreme problems and black screening me, and it wouldn't boot up unless I was in safety mode, and even then, half the time, it wouldn't let me do anything once I got to the desktop itself. So it was time to trade it in. It was also grinding and stuff really bad. My hard drive and whatnot was going bad. So hopefully this fixes the problem. Regardless, that is not the point of this video. I'm doing my October wrap-up, November TBR. I know it's already quite a ways into November, but I decided why not. I'm going to do it anyways, and I didn't really read much. I didn't really read anything last month. I finished one book, which I cannot even show you because I don't know where it is. But if you guys recall, I told you guys in a previous video that I was going to have company for 3 weeks, and that actually stopped as of today. They both just left today. So I only read a total of one book, and I started another book, but I didn't finish it. So not a lot of reading, and it saddens me, but I will get to that later. So the book that I did read was the 5th book in the Sookie Stackhouse series, also known as the Southern Vampire Mysteries, and then more, I guess, famously known as the True Blood series. And the book was called Dead as a Doornail, and they are by Charlene Harris. I'm not going to say anything about the book because it is in the middle of a series, so I don't want to give away any spoilers, but I will say one thing I love about the books versus the show is the vast differences in the two. So if you're a fan of the show and don't want to, spoil yourself on the books or vice versa, you don't have to worry about that with this series. That's what I love about this series. There's new things in the book that were not in the show at all. There's a couple similarities between the two, but I mean, it's almost like an entirely different story, almost, which I really, really love. That's the only book that I read in the month of October, so sad, but can't really do anything about that. The book that I did start in October, though, which now brings us into the November TBR, which I'm not going to, before I show you guys the book, I'm not going to guarantee that I'm going to be able to get through all of these books, and my lineup might change. I might pick something else to read instead, but these are the books that at the moment I feel like I want to read the most right now, which is why I picked them. So anyways, back to the topic. The first book, the one that I'm going to show you, that I already started, is called Dark Lover by J.R. Ward. This is the first book in the Black Dagger Brotherhood series, which is an adult vampire series. I usually do not read adult books at all. I've talked to you guys about this a little bit briefly in a couple other videos. I'm not much of an adult book fan. I like young adult books. I tend to gravitate towards young adult books more. But I am a huge vampire fan, as most of you, if you've been with me for a while, already know. And my mother actually told me to read these books. So I decided to pick up the first book, give it a try. I've actually tried to read this book once before, but I didn't really get into it. But I decided, you know what? I'm in the mood for some vampires. Even though I just finished the other book, it put me in the mood to want to read another vampire book. So I decided to pick it up again, and I'm glad I did, because the first time I tried to read this, I only made it into like chapter 2, and this time around, so far, I'm on chapter 11, and I'm really glad I got past this first 2 somewhat slower-ish chapters, because it's starting to pick up a little bit now, and it's actually starting to grab my attention and grab my interest. So there's this one, which I will be finishing this one, hopefully, this month. We have a lot of stuff going on, as per usual, as of late, but some unexpected things have come up that we now need to address, so, But regardless, let's move on. The next book I chose is Definitely Dead by Charlene Harris. This is the 6th book in the series. This follows the one that I just finished. Again, like I said, reading that book really put me in the mood, not only to read more vampire books and just more get back into reading in general, but I really want to continue with this series, because this series so far, the book series itself, is amazing. Like, I love it. And I guess this would also be considered a adult series, obviously. But I kind of I don't know, it's weird. Like, I kind of can't think of it that way, almost. Like, because her writing style is just so easy to grasp onto, and it's so interesting and entertaining, and it makes you laugh, and it makes you mad, and it makes you feel a full range of emotion, and really grasps you just a lot like a lot of the young adult books do. I really haven't had much good experience with adult books, which I guess is why I kind of don't even really see this one as an adult book, even though it is an adult book series. But so yeah, you know, this is the other one I chose, and I also picked The City of Ashes, which is the 2nd book. This is by Cassandra Clare. This is the 2nd book in the Mortal Instruments series. I feel horrible for not already having gotten through this series. This series has exploded over the last year or so, and the movie made it an even bigger success with a lot of people, and I feel bad for not reading the series sooner, but I know exactly why I didn't. If you guys recall, or if you've been with me for a while, you guys know I did a review on City of Bones, which is the 1st book, quite a while back, and I loved it, except for a few things, a few plot twists and stuff that I really did not like, and it kind of turned me off of the book series for a little while. I, however, have been informed by a friend of mine that the plot twists that were in the 1st book are not exactly what I think they are. It's not what it seems to be. And after her telling me this and talking to me through the 1st book and everything else, and squaring everything away, she's been doing this now for about a year. She finally has me convinced to re-pick up the series and really focus on why I fell in love with the 1st book in the first place, and kind of use that to help me through the 2nd book. And then she said once I get through the 2nd book, I'll probably be hooked from then on. But yeah, so it's thanks to her that I'm going to read this book. And I did go ahead and buy City of Glass, which is the 3rd one, as well, just because if it's how she says it will be, which I'm hoping it will be, she's pretty in sync with me when it comes to books, so hopefully I feel the same way she did. Then I know I'm going to want to read the 3rd one quickly afterwards, so also picked that one. And the final book that I picked was actually due to one of my friends that was here. If you guys watched my Halloween tag video, you guys saw him. He was the one talking in the extremely weird voice that kind of sounded like Gollum a little bit. He wanted to read this series, and I owned the first 2 books. Well, I own the first 2 books. And it's been so long since I've read the 1st book, because I never read the 2nd book in it, and there's more than 2 books to this series. I'm not sure how many exactly, but I know there's definitely more than 2. But it's been so long since I read the 1st book that I decided, you know what, I want to reread that 1st book so I can read the 2nd one and then move my way through the series. And that series is the Otherworld series by Yasmin Gailnorn, the 1st book being Witchling. Like I said, it's been a really long time since I've read this book. I know when I did read it before that I loved it, but it's been so long since I've read it that I don't quite remember everything that happens in it, and I don't feel confident enough to get into the second book without rereading this one, just because it's been so long. So, yeah, I decided I'm going to go ahead and read this one as well. There are a couple other ones that kind of caught my eye that I was thinking about maybe possibly reading this month. I still might not, but just in case I'm not going to show them, I at least want to try to get through these ones first. Not sure how well that's going to work because I have a lot of stuff I have to do for the rest of this month, plus we have Thanksgiving this month and all kinds of stuff like that. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I will be able to get through at least some, if not all of these books. So that's pretty much it for my October wrap-up, November TBR. I'm going to be making this channel a lot more active in the next coming weeks. I have quite a few videos actually already planned, some of which are some review videos, which I haven't done for a while, and then also, not to draw too much attention away from this channel, but my second channel, which I will leave the link for in the description box below, I'm planning on putting a lot more content on there as well pretty soon, because there are a few videos I already have in the works and planned for that channel as well. So if you want, if you're here for manga reviews or anything like that, that's going to be over on the other channel. So yeah, that's pretty much it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.